Hello, welcome to another episode of Guns and Yellow Ribbons. My name is Fergus. Welcome back to the show. Arsenal slipped to a frustrating 2-1 defeat against Aston Villa, a game that we should have taken by the scruff of the neck, but we let it drift away. Next up is the Champions League. It's Club Bruge, big stage, big opportunity to qualify for the last 16, and a big chance to get back to winning ways. We have a man down. Trevor is not with us currently, and you'll see why shortly. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to another podcast by Guns and Yellow Ribbons. This is your Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Enjoy the show.
Andrew, good evening. Welcome to the show, mate. We have a man down, but we do have a sub, but I'm not sure if we really want to bring this sub in, do we?
No, I'm not sure. This could be an extremely long night, and it could be it could be one of the best episodes. It could be one of the worst. So let's just see what happens.
Yeah, well, Trevor and Dan took the Eurostar across to Bruges this morning, and Trevor's just taken a nap.
What a mess.
On a seat. And just to give you an idea, he did phone in. Well, Dan phoned in on his behalf. There's no sound to this for obvious reasons, but I think pictures say 1,000 words. This is the FaceTime I just had with Dan and Trevor. He's gone. He's absolutely gone.
Absolutely, he's not a very well man, is he?
He's not. Do we welcome this man to the stage? Do we?
Yeah, come on, let's just do it.
He's been on. Right. Okay. So just to allow for this, he's been on the rum and mulled wine, isn't it, Dan? Rum and mulled wine.
He's still laughing.
He can't stop it. Right, you just stay on mute. Listen, before we start, we have had the FA Cup draw. FA Cup draw, we've got away to Pompey. We last played them in 2020 and we won 2-0 in the FA Cup. So should be a decent allocation. Should go to that one. Dan, how is he?
Well, first I've heard of us away to Pompey, mate. So great trip. Can't wait to go. Trevor, bless him, he's gone to bed. He's gone to bed.
Has he gone to bed?
Is he? Oh my God.
We've just got in and he's gone to bed. But it's been a very good trip so far.
Oh dear.
I can't believe the difference in the two of you.
Up the Arsenal, fuck the Spurs.
It's not the Spurs. You've been told it's Spurs. And do you only come on here now when you're drunk? Is that the only time you come on now, is it?
Oh, poor old Trevor. He's done well, bless him. But to be fair, mate, he's done better than you. So, Fergus, you're not even a fucking away boy nowadays. So, you know.
Less of the swearing.
Sorry, Fergus, you're not even much of the away boys nowadays, are you, sir? Mr. Irish bastard.
I'm UK away. I'm not European. I'm not European away. Right, listen, we did an away day together at the weekend. We played Villa, a very, very good team, Villa, and probably one of the best opponents we faced. Andrew, I'll come to you first of all on this one.
Yeah, do you know what? I mean, I thought we were going to go and win. I think we spoke before the game, didn't we? And I was kind of going for a 2-1, 2-0. The team was strong on paper. It didn't look like it was going to cause too many issues. We knew it was going to be tough. It was going to be a hard game, but I just could see us getting the result. And unfortunately, it hasn't gone that way, has it? I mean, I think we were the makers of our own downfall slightly though as well.
Dan, we spoke in the car on the way up there and the way back. It's a loss and 2 draws away from home. That form has got to improve. I know we'll go into the game in a bit more, but just I'm conscious I might only have you for a very short period of time.
No, you're very true, mate. Listen, we've got a great squad. We are very much in the mix, but we've got to improve what we do. And I think the away form at Villa, away form at Sunderland, it's got to improve if we're going to win the league.
Absolutely. Let's look at the lineup first and foremost. So when we saw the lineup, Trev did send through some notes, and Andrew sent through some notes to us as well. So based on that, we'll talk about the game. The lineup was as follows. So we had Raya in goal, White, Timber, Hincapié, Calafori, Rice, Zubamendi, Odegaard, Saka, Eze, and Marino was the starting lineup. On paper, it looks really strong, Dan, doesn't it?
It does, but listen, when you've got Hincapié and you've got Timber, a centre back, they're great players, but they're not world class. And the difference between them and Saliba, Gabriel is a huge, huge difference. They are unbelievable players, and you're going to miss a little bit whenever they're not there. Ultimately, when you've got them missing, when you've got a striker missing, and you've got Marino at the top, it's not the same. I thought we was unlucky not to get a draw, but when those players were out, listen, if you want to win the league title, you've got to do better than what we did. And I thought the last 2-3 performances away from home, not good enough for me.
And Andrew, lineup wise, I get. Look, the two centre halves aren't our first choice centre halves, and we'll talk about it as well. We did miss not having Gabriel for set plays, and we missed not having Saliba there as well. But the strongest we could do, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the strongest we could do at the time. But you go back to Dan's right, isn't it? We haven't got those two world class players in the position we need them in, and that showed in just our organisation at the back generally. But also, what was really evident was basically our lack of firepower on set pieces and how vital them two players are. Because there was nothing for me. It just looked like very disorganised sort of a set play. We didn't look like we were going to score from one.
Eze, for me, had a very poor first half. The question I would probably have over Eze, and even Marino as well, I think he struggled to get into the game a little. The question I'd have over Eze, can you play Eze and Odegaard together? Andrew?
No, not on the evidence that we've seen now, no. Because I think, we've been told that all the Palace fans we spoke to said Eze cannot play or won't play, is effective enough on the left. I've seen him play out there now. There's probably the fourth game we've seen him out there. Not done anything. And you stick him through the middle, he scores a hat trick against Spurs, and he's more effective through that middle. And, to me, the substitutions I'd have made at half time would have been to actually take Odegaard off, bring Martinelli on as well, and Gyökeres, and just put Eze through the middle and just run at him. Because every time we did run at them, they panicked. They couldn't cope with us. But we never did it.
Dan, a man comes along on X, says Villa outplayed us in the first half. I think Arteta got outdone, played the wrong team. Maybe Eze just got neutralised. They ran us hard. Saka got muted on the wing, and the second half was a big improvement. Having doubts over Gyökeres, but we have to give him some time. A lot to unpack in there, and some of the stuff that we did chat about in the car on the way back. The first half, we did get absolutely pummeled. The people I was sitting beside, or standing beside, I said that we needed to make substitutions, and they did make substitutions. It was made a big difference by bringing on Trossard and Gyökeres at half time. There's no point in talking about the first half, really. Well, actually, the only thing,
mate, but did we get pummeled? Not really. Listen, we went to a side that's beat Man City at home 1-0. They are a very good side. Ultimately, we didn't have a great game. I think we were probably unlucky not to get a draw, but coming away at the end, sucker punch at the end, I think was unlucky. I would brush it aside, move on to the next game.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to improve, but that was we was unlucky.
The only problem with brushing it aside and moving on is we've only done 9 minutes. We normally do an hour, so we've got to talk about it for a little bit more.
I think you look out. You can't just go right. That's it. We're done. We're moving on. That's it. Trev, I think Trev would say yes to that, though, wouldn't he? Really? Is he woken up yet? Or is he still snoring his head off?
Trev's gone to bed.
It's still there. It's not moving. I think the bit for me though, right, you know, we said about about where we were. Show's gone to sleep. Do you not think we looked a bit scared at the back? Do you not think we looked a bit like we were being a bit overcautious? Do you think that how deep a couple of players were?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think Nkapia had a good game, right? Nkapia had a good game. I thought Timber had a good game, but ultimately, right, the difference between a very good player and a world-class player showed at that 94th minute. And Saliba and Gabriel are top bracket. Timber at right back is the same, but when you play him centre back, you got Timber, you got Nkapia. They're good players. They are not top bracket. Now, we could come away with a point. We didn't. We was unlucky, but we've got to move on, get players back fit, and not overreact like we do as a fan base. For me,
yeah, I think the centre half situation. I think because Saliba and Gabriel have played so well together for such a long period of time, they build a partnership. And a man again on X says, partnerships are needed in games. The first goal that Cash, I keep on wanting to say Johnny Cash, that Cash scored. Eze was caught really sleeping on that one, Andrew. What was up with him? Was it? Do you think it was he wasn't comfortable playing so far out on that wing? Because he can play left of centre, but I don't think he can play on that wing at all. And Palace fans said to us before that you can't play him on the left.
I think it's part of he's not given the freedom to kind of do what he wants a little bit and drift inside. He's permanently out the side, and it's like on that side. Sorry, and like I've said, before, you look at Trossard and you look at Martinelli out there, two completely different players. Martinelli stays on that left-hand side and keeps us with the width all the time, where Trossard will kind of come in. I just don't think Eze can do that for us on that side. I mean, he's a great player, and if he gets the opportunity to get up and run, he can. But I just think there's so many better players we can put in there. I just don't think we're using to his full potential out there. But there's a little bit of it as well. I mean, I was unfortunately sat in a pub in Manchester watching it, which was horrible, especially that's the second goal went in. I'm not going to tell you what I said and walk. I did actually walk off because I just had to get out of there for a bit. But it's the one thing that shocked me was how high Ben White and Calafiori were. I mean, it's just kind of like, does Eze need sort of someone sat on his toes, or does he just need that little bit of breadth, a bit of area that he can run into to create that space? And it was just, I just don't know if the balance was right for us on Saturday.
Dan, you were particularly a fan of the signing of Eze. You said that we get that quality of a player and that type of player, and that's the next level, and he will open us up. He didn't do that on Saturday.
Fergus, Eze is an unreal player, right? First and foremost, he's an unbelievable player. We have to adapt.
Who's put that?
Well, whoever is every match boy is talking at his backside because Fergus.
It's Albert goes to every game. He knows what he's talking about.
Albert, you've got this totally wrong, mate. Fergus does not talk logic. But back to Eze. Eze is an unreal footballer, right? He is creative. Look at the hat-trick he scored against Spurs. Unreal player. But we've got to adapt to him. He's got to adapt to us. When he plays on the left, he comes inside, and you've got Calafiori pushes forward on the left-hand side, and you've got him and Ødegaard that has to play together. When you've got a tough away game at Villa, doesn't always work, and when you're adapting to play, I think you're going to make mistakes. I think long-term, they work together fine, but I think if you're looking at us in December, it's not going to be fantastic. Listen, judge them in March when we're at the run-in, and you've got Eze, Ødegaard, Supermendy working together. It'll be a completely different story to what it is now.
You can't put them three in the same team, can you?
What's that?
Can't put them three in the same team, though, can you?
Why not?
Kind of Eze, Ødegaard, and Supermendy playing all in that. Well, I suppose you could have used plays on the left.
We did for the first half.
Why not? Why can't you?
Do you not think? I don't think. I honestly don't think Ødegaard and Eze can play together. I don't see it happening. Do you?
I think they.
Why could De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva play together with Rodri?
I think they can play together, but I think they can play together, but I think that you would have to play Eze in a little bit more, and maybe you'd have to move Rice out of his position and maybe play him alongside Odegaard in that way. So
I
he's
just think
coming in.
you need to give him opportunity to do what he does and come inside and run at people.
Mm.
But then, that's then where you end up with that problem if Calafiori's pushing up the left-hand side like he was on Saturday a lot. You leave that side completely open. And I think they actually spotted that, Villa, as well, or how high we actually were, because some of the balls that they started spraying from the middle, left and right, you can see they were pulling us, and we just looked really slow and lethargic for me that first half. It just wasn't. This didn't feel right at all. It didn't look right. It didn't look like Arsenal.
I think that comes
I
from
just
the
think
centre forward position, mate. I think when you've got listen, when Gyökeres came on, Gyökeres pressed them, and the runs he made was very clever. He wasn't great on the ball, but off the ball, the way he pressed the team, I thought was brilliant. I think you've got to give him and Gyökeres more time before we judge them. But in here and now, yes, it's difficult to play them together. But I think long term they'll be the best partnership we have.
Mm. Let's talk the second half then. Perfect substitutions. It livened them up because we didn't look like we're at the races at all in the first half. Bringing Trossard on and Gyökeres on, I thought were the right things for the players that they took off. Eze wasn't having a great game, which we've talked on. I don't know what they've done with that pitch, but there was players slipping all over the place. Even David Raya slipped at one point, all over the show. But Trossard comes on and he scores a great goal, brings us back into it. The game turns on its head. And at that point, I'm thinking, hang on, we're going to go and we're going to push on and win this game. There's shots from Saka, there's shots from Trossard, there's a shot from Odegaard. There's several opportunities to go ahead and win that game, but Trossard was taken off. Still don't know why. I think, and I'm assuming he was injured or he picked up another injury or a recurrence of the injury that he came off the other day with at the Emirates. What did you make of his performance, and how did you feel, Andrew, when we made those substitutions? So I got an awful cough.
It was positive. I think it was the right move to make, and I think Gyökeres, we needed him up top because. We do need. Yes, he does need time to get into the Premier League. Let's look and let's take what when Bergkamp came over. How many games was that until we really started seeing the best of him? So if he turns out like that, we'll be more than happy. But I think it's definitely what we needed because it livened us up a lot, and we just looked that first 15 minutes. We looked I had no doubt we were going to go on and win it. I mean, Trossard should have scored just before he did score. He put it past the post, didn't he? If I remember right, to the right hand side. Across the area. So, we just looked like a lot more threatening with him on that side. I still can't make my mind up if I like him starting or if I like him coming on, half time or with half an hour to go, because either way, but you can't knock him. He's such a great player for us and such a pinnacle because he can turn a game so quickly. But to go back to your point about how many shots we had, to have 9 shots on target and only get 1 away, maybe you do just chalk this down to it's one of them games, and we just, like Dan says, we get on with it. We dust ourselves down, we figure it out, and we move on.
Andrew, first and foremost, mate, Trossard has proved many people wrong.
Oh yeah,
myself included. That I thought at the beginning of the season I would move him on, but I would argue he's been our best player by none so far this season, and he's proved people wrong. And I think everyone has to get behind him and just say, fair play. Like, he's a key player. Unbelievable move on. But the rest of them, if we want to win this league, mate, we've got to pick this up from where we are. And top teams like Man City go on from now and they get a run-in of 10, 15 games unbeaten. And that's what we now need to do.
There's no reason why we can't do that now, is there? We've got some big games coming up at the Emirates at the end of January. They're winnable. We can beat Liverpool. We'll beat United. If we can go on that run again, I don't see why we can't. I just cannot see this being kind of like there was a bit of a meltdown, wasn't on the fan base. Everyone was sort of, this we've done. This is the league. It's going to happen again. Blah 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 blah. It's like, hang on, we've just lost 2-1 in the 94th minute against a really good Villa team. But let's be honest, played on the day it could have been a draw. It could have gone either way. We could have done it, and we've done it to teams, but other teams are going to go there and drop points as well.
We'll carry on that, but before we do, we've got to do something for a sponsor. We have today's show supported by Complete Nutrition, a UK designed, a UK made supplement, a brand that's about real people and not just athletes. They will be selling from January, but if you want to look at the bottom of our Dan's buying it. You'll get 10% off if you use the code Gunner. And just follow their Instagram and their socials. They will be selling from January. Gyökeres. So we touched on Gyökeres earlier. Victor Gyökeres, for me, I was a little bit disappointed in his performance. Dan, you mentioned that he did a lot of pressing and took players out of the game and so on. But for me, the one opportunity he had when the ball came over the top and the ball came down to him, he looked more for the physical impact with the defender than he keeping his eye on the ball. Later, Martinelli was in a very similar position where a ball came over the top. Martinelli just kept his eye on the ball the whole way. Don't worry about the defender. I'll just look from the ball. It didn't work for Martinelli because if he did get through, he would have probably scored. But I'm seeing this with Gyökeres. He doesn't look like he's instinctively playing his football at the minute.
It's not. I'll push to Andrew more on this first, but I thought he actually had a positive impact when he came on, and the angle of his pressing, the intensity of his pressing, I thought it was a big step up from Marino. So I'm not his biggest fan, but I don't know. Before I get his back, I'd say, Andrew, what do you think?
No, you look what he does, and I think we've had it before. You look his work rate, especially when you don't really get to see it on the TV, and I think that's the bit of the Gyökeres, but you don't see the work rate and the amount of the grass he covers. Actually, when you're in the stadium, you do, and he's constantly pressing, he's constantly pushing, he's constantly there on everyone's heel, and I think you can't fault his work rate at all. But he did make it's just the first 20 minutes of that second half when he was on, we were the best team, we were by far the better team. So yeah, I do think he had a positive impact when he came on, and I do think he did make a difference. With him, everyone says that he's scoring goals. That will come. We've said it before. It's going to be. It's just literally just that split second. He's got to get that bit quicker to put things away. He's going to do it. I still think he'll score 20+ goals this season.
Ron has come along to Gyökeres as a big disappointment. His ball control and is second to none. Sorry, I think he's probably questioned me saying that he was. I found him a disappointment on the day. I'm hoping and looking forward to him just improving with the side and as the team learn to play with him. So, yeah. So in the dying seconds, 80 minutes into this game, we could see that the players looked dead on the feet. They'd really, really played an intense game. I said to the people who were around me, it was like watching a game of tennis. In the upper tier, you're just like looking from this goal to that goal, this goal to that. The ball just kept on going up and down the pitch. The ball wouldn't stick to a player either. I don't know how many times Declan Rice not lost the ball, because that's the wrong phrase to use, but it just seemed that it was so intense and there was so much pressing going on from both parties that, the ball was just almost flying around. And come 80 minutes, they looked absolutely shagged. And there should have been a decision at that point. Do they go out and try and kill the game off and take a point in a hard-fought game like that? Or do they go out and try and win it? I think they went down to try and win it, but that was their downfall, and we can see that late goal. Dan, where were you at 80 minutes? Were you thinking, let's take a point, let's go home?
No, I was the opposite. I sat there thinking, do you know what? We can nick this game. Listen, we was unlucky, mate. We was very unlucky where we were, but I still think we win this league where we are. We're a better team. We're a better squad. The only thing that worries me is the fan base behind the team. And I think the fan base has to get on board with the longevity of the season. Yeah,
everyone's thinking we're 15 games in, and people said, "Oh, the league's Arsenal."
Mate, it's a long time to go, and
yeah,
we've got to be up for this the same as the team have, and let's not give up now.
Oh,
Dan, I'm conscious that you've got a long few days ahead of you. Do you want to stay on for a bit? Or are you going to go and check on Trev, or are you going to get another bottle of Stella and go out and look forward?
he can hear Trev snoring from there.
He can hear him snoring down the line.
I was just about to say,
Trevor Hill.
I can hear him snoring in the room. So yeah,
I think Alex can hear him in Denmark.
On Trev in a minute. But, listen, the last thing I'll probably say is it's a long season. There's a lot of time to go, and I think as fans, let's get behind the team. Let's keep doing what we're doing. I think this is our season. There's going to be lots of up and downs. There's going to be lots of good moments, bad moments, but coming the end of the season at Palace, end of the season, I think this is our year. So keep it going, keep pushing, keep being loud. Good times to come.
Okay. Dan, take it easy, mate. Enjoy Bruges, chips and mayonnaise, and strong lager. No putting Magalhaes songs or equivalent on Twitter tonight. Yeah. We don't want another one-hit wonder, do we?
Magalhaes.
See you later, mate. Take it easy.
Yeah, buddy. Take care, mate.
All right. That was quite brave of him to do that, I must admit. So
do you know what? That went a lot better than I thought it was gonna.
It did. As you can see on the screen now, as people put on comments, we will put them up on there. Somebody said what you've done to our Trevor. So it's all down to Dan. But so your comments will come up on there because it's easier for me to do that than try and manage everything as well. Listen, 95th minute was a sucker punch, wasn't it?
Oh God, yeah. No, it was horrendous. And you know, we were sat. I mean, I was sat in Manchester. I just literally at that point was like 1-1. Okay, you know what? We'll take that. There's like 30 seconds left on the clock, and I can't massively remember it that well, but I've watched it back. But for me, Capier's just got to get that ball up the pitch. It's just got to go the other way instead of trying to sticking it out. But again, it came down to the speed of the way we reacted, and the ball came back into play. We just weren't quick enough. And,
no,
I think that was the story of the game for me.
I've not seen it back totally yet because I was so disappointed with the game. But for me, I think there was a long VAR check on that goal as well. But I think if they hadn't scored that goal, then I think there might have been even a possible handball or something like that. So I think they probably would have got a penalty. I don't know. I've not seen it close enough.
I'm the same as you. I did watch it on TV, but as soon as the ball at the back of the net, I shut off. I was gone. Because I was in the middle of this pub with a load of Manx, and obviously it was Sunderland, Man City, wasn't it? And the roll went up, and I was just like, I'm off. And luckily, I wasn't wearing my Arsenal top. But I didn't see it back, mate. So I've got to be on and stuff with it. But it just looked a mess. It just looked like we had opportunities to get that ball away, and we didn't do it. And I think that comes back to what I said earlier. You know, when we've got Gabriel, you've got Saliba, we've got there's just a strength at the back, and everybody just knows. You know what they're doing, where they are, and it's just we've got the captaincy at the back to control it, and I think that's for me is what was missing.
Yeah, I must admit, I was with Gary. I turned my back on the pitch. I was right by the away fans, and I just got towards the stairs to go down, and then Martin Keown came past me because he was doing the commentary in the gantry above us, so he came back and he came right beside me trying to get down to do pitch side sort of stuff. I tell you what, the guy's not half bloody east.
He's massive, isn't he?
He's huge. He's just like he's huge. Him every bloody day. A bit like Dan. Dan said he's so glad to be off the podcast now. He's had too many wines. It's been a long session. Let's keep it on lads. Positive and Arsenal to the end. So yeah,
he's right though, isn't he? We've got to stay behind everybody. We can't just let one game. You know, let's look at where we've been. 18 games unbeaten. We can't lose faith now.
There was a comment way back up there on the comments. I think it was from Adam talking about Villa's record. I think they've lost once in 25 games at home. So you know they are doing really, really well there. So you know there was a comment as well earlier on that was put up, which I kept. Yeah, this one is this one here. Matt says, "Blimey, didn't expect this podcast to be doing adverts. Gone all professional. We'll never go professional. We don't make much money at all, if any money. I don't think. What have I said? We'll get paid out on YouTube when I get 60 quid.
60 quid, which will
And
just about buy a round in the pub.
It will. So, and we've been running now for 8 years, and we're nowhere near that yet. So don't worry. I'm not going to retire.
I was going to say, there's no way he's seen the beginning of the show thinks it's all gone professional, because there's no way.
Not at all. So next up, we've got Club Bruges, the 26th in the Champions League. So they have won 1, drawn 1, and lost 3 so far. We've never met Bruges before, and Arsenal take a perfect record for the 25-26 Champions League to Club Bruges. So no other team is unbeaten in this round. What do you know of Bruges? What are you expecting of Bruges?
Do you know what? I don't know a lot about Bruges, but you know what? The one thing I will say to it is, I just really hope, because let's be honest, after Munich, we all said that after we win the Munich game, then we're going to stay out of the playoffs, aren't we? We're not going to worry about that. It'd be nice to finish in the top 4. Do you think this is the game that we rest? And I saw someone put it in the comments. Do you think this is the game we rest Declan Rice?
I don't know. Listen, we got Wolves and Bruges. They are the 2 games that you would say you could possibly rest rest players. But for me, I think you don't rest them. I think what you do is you do wholesale substitutions, say at halftime or 60 minutes. So start with Rice, go out, win the game. It's really, as I said in the intro, it's a really, really important game, this against Bruges. Win this game, that's it. We're qualified through to the round of 16. We don't have to do any playoffs. And it more or less secures us a top 4 position as well, which means we get the home tie second. So there's an awful lot more on this game than just playing Club Bruges. Apparently the stadium is a complete crap hole as well. The away end is meant to be absolutely awful.
Saw some pictures and people putting on about it just being absolutely horrendous. But, sort of, I mean, that's just, when you think you go into a Champions League ground, that's not what you expect, is it, for somewhere like that? Because it does look horrendous. And to be fair, I'll be very lucky if Trev sees it anyway, the state he's in at the moment. Not a chance.
I think he'll be taking an easy day tomorrow anyway. It's Wednesday they've got, so yeah. Bruges have won only one of the last 18 matches against English teams, drawing 3 and losing 14, conceding 3 goals and losing each of the last 3 games. Most recently at home was a 3-1 and a 3-0 away to, funnily enough, Aston Villa in the last round of 16. So Villa put them out. They were 24th last season, and as I said, they went out 6-1 on aggregate in the round of 16 to Villa. So breaking news from Bruges. Dan can confirm Trevor has gone to bed. So we're unbeaten in the last 9 matches against Belgium teams. We've won 7, drawn 2. The most recent taken 4 points off Standard Liège in 1920 Europa League group stage. 4-0 at home and a 2-2 away. I'm very envious of the boys who are out there having a Christmas market in Bruges as well. Bruges is a pretty city at the best of times. But any players that you would worry about there? Do you know any of them?
Do you know what? I honestly do not know. I'm trying to have a look at them now and trying to pull up on the screen. I was talking about them in Arsenal, and I was looking at Portsmouth on there as well, just trying to see where they were and stuff, and not Bruges. But I don't think we've got much to worry about. Let's be honest. I think we'll go out there and we'll get it done. And I just want us to come away the way we are at the moment. I just want us to come back injury free. I just think that's the biggest important thing for me. I mean, even if we draw it, I've not bothered. Let's just come back injury free and let's see where we are, because we've got a nice break after we've got Wolves, haven't we? Saturday night, and we've got a long break until for the Everton game. So let's just have it nice and steady, and let's just go and get the job done and come back.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Let's talk Portsmouth then. So the FA Cup. How important is the FA Cup to you? an away game, really, really good. We should get a decent allocation. I think the last time we played them in 1920, we got about 2,800. So hopefully that'll get me over the magic 25.
I think it could get. I think that's a really good draw. I think it'd be good for us. It was nice to get a good, a good away day. See if we can do that one. I think it'd be nice to have a trip down to the south coast on there, to see there. But I think it'd be again. We should get it done, and it's massively important. The FA Cup is our trophy, isn't it? We've won it the most times, so I'd love to win the FA Cup again. Have another go down, get a trip to Wembley, and win the FA Cup. I'd take the FA Cup, but rather the Champions League. Yeah, no, I would take the Champions League or the Premier League, but I'd like to have it'd be nice to have the treble and have all three, wouldn't it?
Yeah, why not go for 4? League Cup as
well.
Let's
go for all.
Quarterfinals against Palace in that one as well. So, for me, going down to Portsmouth, an old school stadium, Fratton Park, is it's a proper old school stadium. I'm looking forward to taking the trip down there.
It's probably one of the last original sort of football stadiums, isn't it? There's kind of no round, and it's got such a great history to it. I mean, I've been down there once before, and it was unbelievable. And you know what, the fans down there were great as well. We had a good it was a good laugh, and it was good fun. But proper stadium.
Yeah, I just wondering, because we play Liverpool the Thursday night prior to that, which will mean that we'll either play Sunday or Monday. So it'll be a Sunday or Monday fixture, because the FA Cup runs over the 4 days: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So we won't be able to play Friday or Saturday just because of the 2-day rest period. They're not going to move the Liverpool game. So we'll be playing probably Sunday or Monday. I expect it's probably going to be Sunday, and then it will go on TV. Probably the BBC will, or something like that.
100%.
Won't they?
Yeah, it will do. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, they're not a bad team. Let's put it. To be honest, they've done all right so far this year. When you've seen, and I'm just looking through their squad now, just looking at the R, and there's a couple of names that sort of jump out that you kind of look at. Connor Ogilvie, Regan Poole could be a players that that have been on close to internationals, and things. So could be an interesting one. Let's just hope it's not chucking it down with rain. It's a typical FA Cup game and make it difficult for ourselves.
Yeah, there's some other interesting ties in there. Stoke City versus Coventry. That's a championship one. Man United versus Brighton in there as well. What did you say? Tottenham? Is it?
Tottenham Villa.
Tottenham Villa, yeah. So that would be very interesting to see as well. Wrexham versus Nottingham Forest.
We'll see Villa absolutely stuff them and put them out again. That'd be absolutely brilliant. Thanks very much. Ta-da.
Yeah. And Charlton Athletic versus Chelsea. Condolences to the Charlton Athletic fan who sadly passed away after having a heart attack at, funnily enough, Fratton Park, and went to hospital and died at the weekend. It's not nice to see anybody go to a football game and not come home. So, yeah. So we always cover this each week on the podcast. It's good to talk. We support Andy's Man Club. They're on tonight between 7 and 9 in your local area. Andy's Man Club is suicide prevention charity, but they're not just there for suicide prevention. They're there just to help with men's mental health as much as they can. If you're having a tough time of it and you need somewhere to go and just vent or chat or anything like that. Andrew, you were on the podcast the first time we had Alex on, and you found it profound because we chatted the next day. I was getting my wife's car service back in September. I remember us having a chat afterwards, and it touched you a lot, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It's really important subject to us. And you go back to what we just commented about that. The bless of that. That the Charlton fan over the weekend. It's nobody wants to. People have witnessed that, or friends and family have been there. Or been with them. And unfortunately having to deal with it. And I think sometimes people do need that, to talk to, especially sort of, let's be honest, blokes. We don't talk. You bottle it all up, and and no one really says anything, and gets on top of you. So to have somewhere like Andy's Man Club to be able to go and speak to is absolutely brilliant, because we've got a good close net of friends and mates between us all, and we can have a chat. Some people haven't got that, so I'd encourage anybody to go and have a chat, because you're not judged. If you don't want to talk, you don't have to. You can just sit there and listen and just be around, just be around people. So whatever sort of suits you. But yeah, no, it had a definite profound effect on me, that one. It was sort of a lot of bits that kind of touched home.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to get any more information, you can go to andysmanclub.co.uk or you can email them on info@andysmanclub.co.uk. They're happy to help in any way. There's other charities out there as well. I know Arsenal are doing stuff with the Samaritans, and the Premier League are doing a lot of stuff with there. Andy's Man Club did want to get involved with Arsenal, but I think they'd already done their stuff that they were doing. I just...
Do you know what? I'm going back to this Club Bruge stuff. You said to me about players that I know. There's a reason why. I can't even say half their names, mate. If I've got to say it, you've got no chance.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking. So,
My God.
I'll be absolutely screwed. So, yeah.
Alexander Stankovic up front, 9 goals. So, that's a player that kind of sort of rings a bell to me. So, I've heard, I think he's had a bit of Premier League stuff, hasn't he, before? Alexander Stankovic. I'll have to have a look and see. But, I think, I mean, I just want to go outside. I just want us to go back out there, do what we need to do, and come back. And
I can do Carlos Forbes.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
no, I got one of them. Yeah, they have some they have got some players out with some injuries. Adore, Jackers, Reese, Romero are all out. Doubtful is Mignolet, Saib, and Vermont, and Onyeka misses the next match if he's booked. Arsenal, Gabriel will be out. Havertz is a doubt. Saliba is a doubt. Trossard is a doubt. And Mosquera is out as well with his ankle.
If that sounds a bit more long term than what they're saying, isn't it? Mosquera at the moment.
Mosquera is 6 to 8 weeks that we're talking about. If booked, Marino and Rice would miss the next game. But somebody mentioned in the chat earlier, maybe drop Rice and book Marino in that position, play Norgard instead of Zubamendi. I think there's definitely room to rotate in some areas. I'd be probably starting Eze and Gyökeres to see if we can get them going. Gyökeres in Europe as well.
Gyökeres needs a goal, yeah. He could probably do with a full 90 minutes, really, couldn't he? To go and get a couple of goals and boost that confidence back up again. The one thing that I'd want, the thing is. What's your view on the Calafiori booking on Saturday? Do you think he knew because that was his 5th one? He's now suspended for Wolves. Do you think he pulled him back and went, "Oh, take the booking for that, thank you"?
No, I don't think he did, because if we had Gabriel and Saliba, it might be a case. Look, we've got Wolves coming up, and you want to be free for the Christmas period.
Fair point.
Maybe, but we don't have. So we're going to have. Not a makeshift. We're going to have Hincapié, we're going to have Timber, we're going to have Ben White, and then we're going to have Lewis Kelly, I expect, in the back 4 against Wolves. Should be okay. Wolves are atrocious, but we don't want to jinx it or anything like that. But you would like to think that we'd be pulling off a Wolves at home. So, and the other thing is as well. I know you're not down for the game, but. It's 8 p.m. on a Saturday night before Christmas.
Yeah,
we know already some of the lads are going to Christmas markets beforehand, and they're out at like 12 o'clock. So you think Trevor and Dan are shit faced?
That is going to be
it's going to be lively.
Yeah, it's going to be lively. I must admit now, everyone's planning the Christmas market and stuff like that, and now looking at it going, I want to go.
I'm sure you get a ticket, but it's the brownie points, remember?
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. We'll bag that one for next year.
There's moments in time. I was chatting to Dan on the way back in the car. Once he started talking, because when we lose, Dan, he's hard work. But it was talking, and we mentioned he was off to Bruges and he was going to buy Eurostar on the Monday and everything else. And I was going, I might try and sneak one in March. April. I haven't mentioned anything to the wife yet.
No, but you were talking about it to me in the car, and who was sat next to me in the car?
I knew that, and that helped.
Yeah, I know you did. No, it didn't.
Oh, it didn't. I thought she might go. You should go. No, Ferg's got away. You should go away. You should do it.
What she turned around to me, she said, "Don't even think about booking an away trip until you booked a holiday for us to go away with." I was like,
Okay. Well, take it to Centre Parks in February, and then off you go.
Oh, mate, no, that ain't going to cut it. It's going to be sun, isn't it? If I'm going to be European away trip, it's going to have to be equivalent, isn't it?
No, if it's Germany, it'll be cold and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Oh, she'll be fine, mate. Stick a glass of wine in her hand, she'll be quite happy.
Yeah. Dan's walked into the chicken shop, and I think he's shopping.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So,
He's
listen,
on
mate.
the he's gonna be mad, isn't he?
I think we've covered everything, and you know what? We can cover so much quicker when Trevor's not there. You know that? It's great when he is, but it's just less of the waffle, isn't it?
I know, but you know what? There's sometimes a part of it you do because he does come out with some stuff and he goes off on a tangent and you have to bring him back. But I tell you what, there's no way he's. I can't wait to see any videos of him in the morning because he's going to be rough as.
Oh yeah, it's got to be funny. It's got to be funny. Let's just. Should I bring up that video again? Let me have the video file. Here we go. So this is a half hour before the podcast. Dan FaceTimes me. For some reason, there is no audio on it, but it's probably just as well. But have a look at this.
Oh my
I'm
God.
done. I'm gone. I'm not making nothing, he said. Look at me in the bottom corner. I'm just like, Jesus.
Well, when I rang the podcast, that's exactly what Dan was just laughing his head off, and he just turned the camera to Trev, and I don't know what Trev was saying, but it didn't. Well, I'm not going to repeat it what you said on here, but there you go. That just sums it all up. But oh dear,
yeah, he broke him. He absolutely broke him. So yeah,
I can't remember where was it they were away and they turned around. It wasn't it. We had both of them in the same pub, but on two different screens, which was just weird because you could hear them both talking. And Dan turns around to Trev and goes, "Oh," he said, "he's done a few pints, but he's let me down today." And you could hear Trev via Dan shouting, and they just proves what those two are like when they're abroad. It's just like a nightmare.
Was that Bergamo? Was Atalanta? I think it was Atalanta.
Atalanta was it? Is it that was it PSV? It was one of them, something like that, wasn't it?
No, PSV. They were together because they'd done the carnival and everything else. So yeah, it was good. Listen, we've got 400 people watching us across various platforms. It would be fantastic if you would go across and go across to our YouTube channel, hit the like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,500 subscribers before the end of the year. So it's Guns and Yellow Ribbons on all socials and Guns and Ribbons, which you can see on Twitter. We'd love that. Go across there. As I said, we do this. We do this for just fun. It's a hobby. And there's it's that way. There's a QR code up there. That way, yeah. There's a QR code. It's the opposite way, Dan. Andrew, you have to do it that way. Point the wrong way. Yeah. That way. Yeah, there you go.
I'll just do that, shall I? There you go. Let's do that.
Oh no. You look like a bitter hammers.
That's your team, mate. That's your second team, not mine.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't the one doing that side. We'd love you to go across to YouTube and like and subscribe to our channel. It'd be really, really good. Right. I suppose what I should do is press that button.
I would think you need to before Dan gives us any more commentary about what's happening in this chicken shop because he's starting to get a bit more of it now.
Yeah, that's why I've kept it off for now. So yeah. Here we go.
Video. I love it. It's just mint.
Yeah, I just like forever.
In the end. Yeah. Do you know the thing again? If you go back to that's just everyone together in it, and that's just great. It's just lovely. That's what we all get down to football for.
Yeah, I think more people are interested in what Dan is getting on to chatting up in the chicken shop. They're trying to find out, did she say yes? It's hilarious. Right.
We don't need to know. Let's move on.
We don't need to know. You have been watching Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Thank you for everybody who's tuned in tonight. We really appreciate it. Portsmouth away in the FA Cup. Let's do this. We've got Bruges tomorrow night. Andrew, thank you for stepping in the breach. It was a challenging one, to say the least.
It certainly threw me, yeah, definitely. When you've got everything sort of set up, ready to go, and then Dan starts going on, you find another bit, and I'm just like, I've just got myself all lost and confused at one point. I was like, "Oh, I can't find anything now." But that,
Yeah,
mate, tell you what, that's been a good laugh. That's been good fun.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, everybody. Up the Arsenal, Fox Spurs.
Thanks for listening to Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Follow us on Facebook at Guns and Yellow Ribbons or Twitter at Guns and Ribbons. And remember to rate and review us too. Up the Arsenal.